afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane Master Propaganda, here of Psych Defender of the Fatherland, of Theatre 2 vs 2 on Eindhoven Country. In the north, it is Lilith and PFC fighting here for the Allies, forming up a combined task force of the 1st Armored Division, backed up by the Guards Armored. Versus in the south, it is Jove and Isildur fighting here for the German Army, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 21st Panzer Division, we got here special weapons, Vanguard, Royal Artillery, Infantry, Tactical Support, and Airborne Company, with most limited to a single grenade there for Lilith. Joe with Mechanized, Osttruppen, and Assault Support, Triple Infantry, Scavenge, Overwatch, and Special Operations there for Isildur with similar Triple Infantry. Gunner the MD42 start there for Joe, Isildur here with a lot of False Gunners. PFC Strange Strab Rifleman and Lilith here with triple sections. Standard openings there for all 4 players involved. Nothing groundbreaking here. Nothing that makes your eyes go pop out of the eyeballs, and if they do, you might want to see a physician about that. Seizing the point here though, slowly moving towards centre, but also west here for Isildur, also that's able to assist Joe if it comes down, but also probably just figuring, you know, the British will rush the western field points. There's no particular need for Isildur to rush that point in return, so better take it more casually, but also at the same time be able to quickly support Joe in case there's a sudden unexpected development on Joe's side of the map. So in that sense, good play there by Isildur. Joe a bit more focused there, since the Wehrmacht does have to play a bit more focused. Engage in the west, engage in the closer west centre here with Isildur and Lilith. Sturmhaus pushing back the section here, section there pushing back the Fulton squad there. In the centre we've got Fulton versus Rifleman, and we see that Joe could theoretically move to assist, but instead he's fighting off an engagement here where the Pioneers are not going to do much good. MD4 coming up, they're going to split out. In fact, Joe is splitting out quite grossly all of a sudden in the east side, and that does leave things a bit more precarious. In fact, now PFC could outmaneuver Joe's position and destroy them. We've got the Pioneers here being outflanked here by the Rifle Squad. That's going to be really bad there for Joe's going to have to retreat them fast. We got the Fulton though back, having backed off. They're quickly moving to back up Joe, and we got the MD4 sitting up here to assist the Pioneers by suppressing the Riflemen. It's a quick recovery there by Jove and Isildur. Pushes back 2 of PFC's, at least 1 of PFC's Rifle Squads. Fulton's holding up against the sections here, grabbing the point there, digging in with the trench. Canadians moving up here, digging in with barbed wire. More Grenadiers. Moving up here against the echelons. Rifleman moving in, grabbing the centre point here, sandbagging in there. Good play there by Isildur. Rifleman moving up. Bit of skirmishing there. And Pioneers hanging about here. Gunners going straight in aggressively, but they are encountering the rest. We got the first optional choice here. It is PFC with tactical support, light machine guns. Obviously, likely a higher priority, but also the Calliope as Allied meta games found in the 2 vs 2 games are heavily focusing increasingly on artillery. Fulton they're being pushed back by the section. Full squad here falling back here as well. Squad holding the centre, Rifleman up the flank. Going to leave them in a bit of a stickier spot, and we got the truck setting out there for Isildur. 4 Fulton squads plus a Sturm Pioneers for him. Joe with trouble going to lose 1 MD42. And we got a lot of rifle there for PFC. There's probably some fast tech there going on for him as well. Yes, the captain. Again, likely pack howitzers. That's more artillery is standing out here. In fact, Lilith going for an awful lot of trenches. We got a total of 3 trenches there, all of which 3 are currently being occupied there below the sections, taking in the heart around the fuel pump, which is going to make it hard there for Isildur just to break through, but at the same time, obviously means Lilith is not going to be going anywhere fast. So the Allies, at least Lilith, is going on the defensive here, while PFC is pushing against Jove, and Isildur's going to have to either try and focus on supporting Jove or trying to somehow break Lilith in trench position. We got more trenches, in fact, being dug here by Lilith, so that's a lot of trenches happening. Rather than going for the victory point, at the same time, we could try and somehow sneak up there. We got mechanized rating up there for Isildur, standard stuff. Sturm Pioneers in a stand-up situation. We got PFC backing up the section there by the western field when it becomes necessary. Pioneers are close to the Rifleman, forcing the back here thanks to the power of the Flammenwerfer. And there you go. Isildur moving in here. They could theoretically try and threaten here the Allies with a flank by going up behind here, maybe sort of sneaking into some of the trenches that way. Baker's still infantry support and war support here, pushing back Isildur's troops in the centre. That's going to have to be something he's going to have to fall back from very fast. And they're going to push back there by nice little kind of push there by Isildur to back up Joe. He was right flank was starting to look, well, left flank is supposed to be starting to look very exposed. Grabbing the victory point on the hill here, as Isildur concedes ground there for now to tighten up his lines. There you go, quick flanking on the Vickers for the section. Though of course we've got the Wasp nearby, which is going to make it hard here for Isildur to do too much unless there's a lot of follow-up troops, vehicles, and so far there's none. We got no looks of Puma here for Isildur. Jove has taken up, he's yet to build a deck to make a nice company go for some Panzer Grenadier. Follows the flanking up. I mean, he does have access to Panzer Faust here, so he could go for that for the Wasp though. But anything means, you know, sort of further finishing off, it's kind of just going to be a waster since that can be quickly fixed and, well, it basically costs the same thing as the Panzer Faust. So, I mean, it sort of ends up being slightly wasted there. Big push here by Jove and Isildur going through the center. Infantry moving up, backed up by Jove's MG42, forcing the Allies to quickly form up a counter or defensive line here to hold them off. Whilst they're sort of trying to hold back, they got troops moving to the north here though. Good counter push here by PFC. Still half a command point away from being able to equip light machine guns. Rifling into the trench there. Note by the way, what he was doing is actually sort of, I think, baiting him into doing that because he was already firing in the trench with the units here, so he actually backed it into the trench and then got hit by the rifle grenade, almost costing him the unit. Rifle there being routed, trench there slightly smouldering, popping into the trench with the grenadiers, at least denied to the Allies. Overall, the Germans in good control here versus the Allies at the moment, with 390 left for the Allies, 492 for the German army. Grenadiers here doing what they can as the Allies are sort of laying down pressure. Pack houses there opening up from PFC's position to take out the MG42. Two following up there for Jove to help deal with the Wasp, but also never light vehicles, of course, put more pressure on the Allies. As for Isildur, we got the Puma. Very much a common sight in 2 vs 2 games. In particular versus the Brits, which is most of the 2 vs 2 games increasingly, since that's usually a lot better versus the AC than the looks, and the AC is more or less bound to happen. But there's no been requisitioning of it yet. Of course, there might change once the light vehicles begin rolling in from the Germans. Isildur briefly considered MG44, but decided against it. Jove there, reinforcing, healing, and building up. On the west side there, we got more fighting over the victory point there. Troops could be necessary there for Isildur to maintain this position. But Allies still maintain good bleed on the Allies. We've got them down to 350 front versus the Germans 492. Right moving for the eastern victory point there. Jove moving in the 2-2 system grenadiers here. Not entirely sure what the cat's up to. MG42 Insigniam is up in the advancing British troops. Very good, very good. Though it is getting flanked here by large American forces from PFC. Got the Wasp moving in. And the cat gallops away. Not entirely sure what happened there. We got the Puma going in for the Wasp. Pretty aggressive. They passed the anti-tank gun. Could risk getting snared up and destroyed. 2-2 moving from the other side. Going very close to taking out the Wasp there. Puma though quickly disengages. 2-2 pulls back as well. We got Rifle moving up and then tank grenade 2 snap the 2-2 and force it away there. Still, Puma survives. Wasp though also survives. But at least the Puma survives. I think with a big problem there for Isildur. If he charged in like that and lost the Puma, that would have been a huge win there for the Allies. But with that not happening, the Germans are still in a reasonably good position since they didn't risk too much. Then, you know, didn't lose too much. More importantly, in these rifle moving in here, Jove's got a relatively small force compared with his opponents. We got a half track out for PFC. That's going to be the anti-aircraft after there to help move down German infantry. Also for some possible anti-aircraft support. Playing points here and there. Coming out the west side. Moving about in that with trench. I have no idea what Basil's up to except apparently crawling about underneath my bed and then galloping off again. After moving up there to engage the German infantry moving up there, occupying one of the Lilith's trenches, and Lilith I feel like is in building an increasing large amount of trenches. Other trenches they're being lit on fire like a barbecue pit. Section rifle flanking up behind the trench there, very good. And East Jove there is not really holding a lot of ground though. He's got a force that at least might want to try and push it. Some pencils think about it would be a good addition there for Jove's forces. And to take away there for PFC. Points being seized there, falls down how far from the anti-aircraft half track from PFC. They're moving out there, 3 killed so far, and that could quickly add up. Jove going aggressively with the 2-2 looking to get a wipe in the rifle squad. Not bad at all. If he can land the wipe, but no, one man survives and gets away. Bit of a shame there. Munch for following up. Here's the 2-2 sort of sees a clear path here. Pack out's got to be a tie in there. Go another trench from Lilith. Don't think I've seen a Brit build that many trenches in ages. After the opening up, 4 kills, half H 1 to 2 falling back due to the sappers and the tank grenades cut third and air damage, ending allowing another elevator to close in and finish them off. Interesting enough here, Lilith is not going for the AC. Might be against the meta considerations. Again, like there's a normal course player, they're going to go for the Puma because they expect the AC. So obviously Lilith might just decide to, you know, cut that out and just try and push your medium armor as fast as possible. That way put pressure back on it. That way avoiding to feed the Puma an easy target. In response, a bit like how, you know, you skip the looks going straight for the Puma to avoid feeding the AC an easy target. Certainly highlighting there some consideration that certain light vehicles might be warping things a bit, if you will. Pioneers in Northwoods there, packed mortar on the way there for Jove. They're good with a bit of artillery. As for Isildur, we got a mortar placement up as well for Lilith. So that's more artillery. Again, we got mortar placement, we got the pack archer. And again, with tactical support, a calliope is going to happen. Ultimately against the section in the west. MG34 there, caught by enemy artillery, is going to have to fall back. In the east, bit of quiet there. After we up then, the Falcons opening up from the Puma in return. Captain opening up the Pioneers. Going to use them when they can. Of course, the battle is making it slightly bit tricky for them. Mortar then moving up in a good position for Jove, and the West Puma continues to try and deal with the trench on the hill by the victory point there. Pretty cheeky stuff. Wasp finally went down. The small victory for the German army. Got double and tank to help deal with the Puma, but Isildur quickly and definitely gets it out of there before things get too hot. We got Jove here mechanized. I mean, with a few upon there, assault support can be good choice for the blitz, but I mean, mechanized works as well. In particular, wants to go for artillery. That could certainly be helpful. Another mortar for Jove, so that sounds like a bit weird if you went for mechanized then commit to double mortars, but I mean, we'll have to see. Machine gun in the trench, the half being fixed up. Quick route of moving nearby the 2 to go for the ramp, and there's an anti-tank rifle, and also possibly waiting for the 2-2, though. Bit of support should help there. Reasons up north here by the munitions point here, being engaged by Jove's grenadiers. Back in base there, we got no taker for Jove. Isildur here going for Stukas, having gone for Stukas, who's now going for repair pioneers. Likely means special operations for the command panther. Again, it's very much, I would say, standard a lot of the time. Machine gun wing to back up an assault. In those cases, I think partly also helps to keep the flanks clear for the assault. We got mines up there from Isildur, going to try and go up here and sort of hit it with an incendiary grenade. Plus, if he then tries to abandon the trench and sort of just reposition, the machine gun's going to suppress the sections, go push there. We got a Stukas flying in as well here. Landing straight onto the trench, killing several members. Good work there. Grabbing the northern munitions, and we got an allied counterattack here to retake the hill from the Germans, even as they're trying to grab it. Again, this is also where the MG4 comes in handy, though. We got Lilith there trying to take it out with mortar placement. Good response there, of course. Mine goes off there, slightly halting the assault. And that looks like it's going to be a fallback there from Isildur in the end, despite so much effort. We got 326 versus 386. The Allies certainly managed to almost catch up with the Germans in terms of victory points. Gundy's route hit back here, troops reinforcing healing. Tech up on the way there for Jove, finally. Coming in the west, backed up by a rifleman. Need to be careful that Puma not to get snared up, and that one should keep pretty full up. The Kedma have been used to ambush by way to seize the centre victor. And got more trenches from Lilith. More trenches. Takes normal taken out, they're laying down the trench. Good work there from Jove's mortars. And the west counter attack between infantry forces away there. PFC's infantry at the same time. PFC is also launching a maneuver up north of the half jet, backed up by riflemen. Half MG42, though without incendiary pin already, it's going to absolutely lose to that. Although the Pack 40 might change that equation just a bit. Shown on the way there for PFC. And we got the 2-2 going down here for Jove. No heavy pants crop. Nope, just Jove has built a fuel or medic bunker for his team as well. Thumbs up there to Jove. Thumbs up. Good teamwork. Supporting here Isildur's strategy for, well, probably getting a command panther stall. And a trench to cover the flank here. The theoretically sufficiently light assault could push through him, do some heavy damage to the Allies, sort of bypassing the main front line here, which again has several trenches as part of it. But there you go. First trench there abandoned. Isildur charging with infantry, bypassing whatever Allied posts are there, which Inch enough were left completely abandoned. Anti-tank was moving up. We got half to the counter-attack moving in to quickly sort of throttle the assault there from Isildur. Puma moving up here in return. There you go. Hits a man from the anti-tank. It's pretty bad there for Isildur. Smoke power already popped. It's going to be hard for him to just disengage. And there you go. Jove responds though with smoke bombs to assist his teammate. Good teamwork there between Jove and Isildur. Good teamwork. Back here, troops reinforcing. Stukas was there falling back as well. One kill so far. More to clear that there. Might want to crew that one. Sappers, Riflemen. Sherman advancing here. That could very well be the end here of Isildur's Puma. It does pop smoke, but without an easy way to escape here, it's not really going to do a lot. Now the mortars need to retreat. The other one's could also dare to be nabbed here by Lilith or PFC. Oh, lost the Pioneer Squad trying to nab the mortar there, and might still end up getting wiped here by all of the allies. Stukas just fires the hit from Isildur. There goes straight into the horde of infantry, but the rockets, oh, missed the mark by a bit there. Not quite enough. Good prediction there by Isildur. Did some damage, but not enough to really kill them. Grenades on the Pack 40, but it's dodged. Eastern point being seized here by PFC. MD42 though fighting a lonesome fight here in the east and the west. Isildur's forces are being routed. We got heavy Panzer Corps in fact being routed for Jove. Panthers or Sturm Panzers would be good. Sturm Panzers obviously would be great versus all the infantry support weapons, but the Panthers would be good versus the vehicles and armour. Isildur has gone for Spec Ops, and a move that will surprise absolutely no one. With Lilith now the only player without a doctrine. What's coming about here? Counterattack needs to reclaim the fuel point from PFC and his merry band of Americans. McKenna from almost done there for Isildur. Showing eastwards, we got high closer rounds loaded up on that one. MU34 has to retreat, and the west points there are being seized by PFC again. It's now worth noting in most cases PFC is really doing most of the maneuvering, whereas again Lilith just basically holds certain critical points and just sort of acts like an anvil for the Germans to smash themselves upon. But in terms of like overall activities, not that active particularly. Of course, there might soon change as Lilith is going for a Churchill infantry tank. Mortars flying away there. 4 kills and 0 kills. That can quickly change there. 281 is to 386. We got an assault here on the trench on the hill, but again there's a rifle squad this time with the light machine gun, which is going to make it harder there for you to send in one set of guys to clear that out. It's not going to be impossible, but it's going to be quite costly if it just sends in one squad. Section under heavy mortar fire there, almost being taken out. More trenches from Lilith right next to another trench, more or less. And some heavy trench works. I think they're preparing for Passchendaele or something.
A capture point is being overrun.
Follows on the fire here. Church is hanging out there for Lilith, and they sent their troops down the point. Air recon out for PFC to look for targets. Also can call in the Calliope soon enough. It's got the fuel foot, got the command points, and almost got the manpower. Of course, more tank for the best idea. No, hits a mine with the Churchill tank. Lucky though for Lilith, the Germans do not have anything nearby to deal with it, and Jove is going for Sturmpanzer, which is not going to be amazing versus the Churchill tank. I mean, it's going to be great versus the infantry that might back up the Churchill tank, but versus the Churchill tank itself, it's not particularly helpful. A lot of rockets, a lot of explosions. A few aircraft, and there goes Sturmpanzer 4 out there for Jove. Immediately adding spotting scopes forward. Eastern point, he's got Pioneers waiting in ambush, but versus a rifle squad with a light machine gun, that's not the way to go. Although the gun is moving in there, should give the Pioneers the chance to get up close and then help deal with the riflemen. Going a bit poorly there for PFC in Pacific, doesn't realise what's going on. A wipe there could be very helpful for Jove, obviously. He might even get a light machine if he's lucky. In this case, though, he did not. The last man standing with a light machine gun made sure to break it before the Germans got their hands on it. Section there taking a nice hit from the Sturmpanzer. And to take out the responding, got there 2-2, then the mortar with 3 killed. Church tank being repaired there by Lilith's forces. Point here still being held. Isildur seems to be trying to build up for something. There you go. PFC could go for the Calliope now, or they decide not to. Command Panther is likely the priority here for Isildur at the moment versus the Allies. Very much Oberkommand Westmatter at the moment. Whatever brief stuff that seemed to happen with ground defense and other doctrines just seems to have completely vanished in favour of Command Panthers once more. Pioneers as the captain. Treachery tank moving up. Fall to the right of the rifleman. Jump onto the right on the major. In the east, we got Pioneers again to be assaulted by the captain. This time around, will there be reinforcements once more to help them? The captain's moving up. We got the Churchill tank moving in. Grenades going off for plenty. The hill has been seized. There go Churchill tank under heavy rocket and air fire. But most of the shots are failing to make any impact. But there go 2 rockets piercing, doing heavy damage to the Churchill tank. Almost got down to half health. More rockets could push you down there, folk, down to less than half health. But in the end, the Churchill does safely escape here. And meanwhile, the beleaguered forces in the trench on the hill are in a lot of trouble. In the centre, got artillery fire going off here. Heavily entrenched, and there go rockets flying into the trenches. Machine gun destroyed. Trench destroyed. It's no longer a trench, it is a mass grave. A plucky few sections there charging forwards into no man's land. German panzer moving ahead. In the east, we got the point there being seized by the Grenadiers. And we got a Calliope out for PFC. Adding in some Allied rocket artillery. Fixing up the Churchill tank there. Note they also had versions mounted on trucks, which I believe was called the Xylophone, and then they sort of had a more basic, just ground mounted version. Well, basically just a rack you sort of put on the ground, could fire from. And the Germans probably had versions of that for, say, their Nebelwerfers as well. Just some, just big racks they could fire from the ground like this. Little fun fact there. I believe a bunch of those actually still serves in Normandy. Second Sugars was Isildur. I mean, he still some time from the Command Panther, but double Sugars at first I feel like is a bit of a weak idea there for Isildur. I mean, I could easily be proven wrong, but it's just... yeah. Hill being seized back here by Lilith. We got 2063 versus 1544. Pure Stone Punch and New repairs is also neat. Panther. We got artillery fire raining down in the centre. We're crew mortar crew exposed to the Calliope's vicious and withering fire. And of course, there's already the pack howitzer and the mortar emplacement. They're still without doctrine. At this point, I'd probably expect Royal Artillery or maybe Vanguard or special weapons, really, with the air support abilities, maybe, and some of the Crocodile. But I mean, otherwise, Royal Artillery again, very common choice in particular as of late. In particular in 2 vs 2s, where again the meta is being increasingly artillery centric. Folks moving ahead here, rifling up their alongside anti-tank guns. Sherman there, closing in on veteran 2-1. Mines down there. Rockets setting off a mine, but that's about it really for the Germans. Trying to peer at the west side, but that's the counter system. Got the second troopers opening up here for Isildur, and also achieving very little. Quite a few rockets there just being wasted on absolutely bugger all. Sherman up there, 5 kills, closing the veterans 1, coming advancing. Gonna use those riflemen. And there we go, more or less as predicted. Royal Artillery there for Lilith. I mean, again, 2 vs 2 meta, in particular with British involved, is heavily artillery centric because it's very difficult at the moment, I think, for the Germans to make any breakthroughs due to the Allies' ease with stalling, and also just partly due to the map. So again, artillery is increasingly the large feature of, I feel like, 2 vs 2 games. Church hanging about here for Lilith. They're getting off and up. They've got a Panther on the way there for Jove, very good. Isildur there can soon go for the Command Panthers. Got the command points, got the manpower, just need a few more seconds for the fuel, in which one the Germans will have 2 Panthers out in the field. Air recons out there for PFC. 2 trenches by the western point there. We got a trench there. We got, well, the trench there's gone, but we got a lot of trenches overall. Well, imagine more being built. Of course, still got the trench there as well. Section taken up by the grenades all there from Isildur, very good. Command Panther arriving. Rockets artillery down here though on Isildur's forces, clearing up both of Isildur's Raketen. The mortar there seemingly just ignoring the entire spectacle of death. Panther almost done there. And we got a second Churchill tank out there for Lilith, opening up for a total of 2 Churchill tanks now for the Allies. And something just exploded. That I think was the Stukas there, maybe. Yep, taken out by artillery from Lilith's concentration barrage. Clearly, Isildur was not expecting that. And neither was the crew. There you go, artillery assault going, now being backed up by an assault here. Taking advantage of the chaos and confusion shown in the German lines. And the tanks moving out this further makes things miserable here for the Germans. Going to lose on the heavy fire from both tanks. Sherman and Churchill. We got the Panther moving up here for Jove. Stukas was moving in as well. Command Panther to try and back up here. Directly on the Sherman here from the Panzerkampfwagen 5. And we got the rockets flying away through the skies. More Grenadiers for Jove. No Panzer-Grenadiers. Can this? Stukas was doing the job. Section there almost wiped up, but not quite. Churchill charging straight between 2 Panthers. Seems like a bit of an ill-conceived move there by Lilith. Jackson moving up to support here with the 90mm gun. Panther under heavy fire from the anti-tank guns, quickly routed. Gunners was right from the east, got the Sherman moving up there. Gunners routed. Churchill falling back. We got air recons up from PFC. We got trenches being dug there by Lilith. Again, so many trenches. And Jove going for 2, very likely for spotting purposes. Mortars by the 4 and 6 kills, both actually 2 plus eventually 3. We'll be seeing a 3rd Churchill tank. We'll be seeing maybe a Sexton there from Lilith. Aircraft shot down. More artillery off here from Lilith. Plus some mortars, and of course we got the Calliope barraging again. 11 kills so far there, 12 kills, veterans you won. Mortar there getting absolutely pummeled. Joe trying to get out of there. The sky and the ground is exploding around the mortar crew. Both of them being blasted out in the open. We got 262 versus 333. Churchill tank there getting hit by several tank with some snuck on the left flank. Quickly falling back there until they can get in something to clear up like Kednavs, I imagine, or just fall back and hit the area with a lot of artillery force. Like Kednavs, we can fact here that Isildur's already pulling away, probably expecting an artillery response to that little appearance of North Point. They're being seized. We've got an allied counterattack in from PFC, and again, for the most part, it's just PFC doing most of the work on the flanks, but the Lilith just sort of acting like a large block of wood to be hit. Fuel cache out there for Lilith, providing support. Though, of course, the Churchill tanks do provide a bit more active elements there for Lilith. Truck out there for Isildur. Could be Battle Group Headquarters. Could also see a Schwerpunter quarters happening. Churchill tank charging head here. And encountering a lot of anti-tank fire in the west. We've got the Sturmpanzer Panther lining up here. Might be planning an assault through here. Trying to get behind and hit some of these weaker allied support. It's going to be a great idea. Command Panther moving up. Victory point in the east being seized by the Riflemen. Very stubborn defense around the centre victory point, by the way. Trenches being dug there by Lilith again. We got air recons up from PFC. More rocket artillery. Sturmpanzer pushing it back. The Riflemen there got the Panther hanging back. More artillery around the centre. Lots and lots of artillery fire. Need to hit that eastern victory point. Back here, troops in reinforcing. And we got the Sex Knight for Lilith. We got a lot of artillery. Okay, we got Mortarmen, we got Sextons, we got Packard's, and we got Calliopes. That's a lot of artillery. Plus double mortars there and the Stukas. So much artillery. Trench fighting here in the west again over the hill with the victory point. Let's just call it Victory Hill. Jackson on the way for PFC, though lacking a bit there in terms of population points. Lilith at full pop cap now thanks to the Sexton. Forcing with the troops there. Panther moving in to push back the Allied armour here from Victory Hill. And the centre pioneers as a Rifleman. Sturmpanzer moving in here, 8 kills. 9 kills, veterans 1 gained. Major moving in here, a major move. All victory points back under German control. Got 235 to 333. And we got Jove now coming to Panther as well, putting him 3 artillery pieces. Still no howitzer though. You'd figure go for the howitzer. Instead we got Panzerwerfers. Sexton firing away there with his 25-pounder gun, which is roughly 77 or so millimeters. Roughly. Or 72 actually. It's something around 70. Oh, actually, I was at 82 millimeters. I can't quite remember, to be honest. Anyways, Panzerwerfer out there for Jove. The 17-pounder gun is actually 77, so I think it's 82 millimeters, so something like 82.5. Two hammering away there. Done these with troops in the centre. We've got the Panther moving opening up there. Closing in veterans 1. Big assault here, but it's really been countered by the Calabi barrage. They're just firing a rocket shotgun into the German assault gunners moving forward as they're not being hit by it. Command Panther slightly falling back here. And Joe's going to lose also force back, ultimately due to the presence of the Churchill tanks and all the other infantry. Basically, it's a moon landscape around certain parts of the map here. True no man's land, and there you go, more rockets off. Anti-tank and crew cleared out. Shot fired, missed. Close to destroying the mortar and placing there would be a small win for the Germans. Allies in the centre victory point, but they need control of the 2 victory points, including the one on Victory Hill. And then, I don't know, Pleasant Hill maybe? Anyways, major moving in there. Flares off there from Isildur. Machine gun there in a bad spot, has to retreat there. On the west, trench assault going on here. Air reconnaissance watch mark from PFC. Schwer panted quarters up there for Isildur. Could go for some Obersladen, could go for some more armor. Casualty being inflicted, full support wiped out. Big push there on Victory Hill. Isildur's quickly committing forces and resources to deal with that. Meaning the East Pack 4 they're being overwhelmed. Joe's going to launch a counterattack to retake Pleasant Hill. Trench destroyed. With more Fultons on the way there for Isildur to replace the casualties and not Obersoldaten, sadly. More Calabi fire here from PFC. 25 killed, close to 22. Churchill tank advancing here. All one a bit more damaged and dinged up. Armoured assault with the 2-2 moving into east here. 153 versus 333. Church tank rolling back here. Victory Hill is remaining in German hands after repeated Allied assaults. Pleasant Hill, though, is currently Allied. There you go, Panther flanks the Churchill tank there, landing a good hit with his Harlock 75mm gun. Command Panther Johnson with another hit. Another hit there on the Churchill tank. Firefly on the way there for Lilith. 153 still. This is the 333. Sherman moving in, and we got another Jackson there for PFC and the Americans. Note by the way, somewhat abandoned, so he's basically fiddling with the pop cap limits here to just basically have more units than anyone else could have due to that little trick. Which, by the way, is, shall we say, technically legal. Oh, Uniwab there trying to repair the Churchill tank, and note by the way, with the Firefly out, Lilith does not have any pop cap to, get any samples out. So right now, Lilith has no way of repairing any of the Guards' armored tanks. Panther moving in here. Straight into double Jacksons for the Sherman. Quickly pops in though again at any point could just pop out the crews and have the third Jackson, which one again triple Jacksons, Sherman can't be half track plus all that infantry. Churchill netting hits from the Kedden efforts, though again bloody landscape here torn apart. Fight for Victory Hill again, artillery fire clearing out machine gun here on the slopes of Victory Hill. Sturmpine is quickly abandoning the trenches there at Victory Hill. Churchill tank setting out under cover artillery fire, backed up with the Firefly. PFC there. So in the Jacksons, infantry moving in for the centre victory point. Got a very big push here from the Allies. Command Panther on the hair fire from the Churchill on the Firefly. Morton nearby though, 7 kills, Veteran 3, other one 4 kills. Sturmpanzer wing there, pushing back the Infinite from the centre victory point. Pleasant Hill being captured by Jove, even as Victory Hill has been claimed there by Lilith. Jackson they're going for the Panther. Got a few mines down there. 6 kills on Jove's Panzerwerfer. 14 on the Stukas Rus, and there you go, another set of rockets unleashed there by Isildur of the 21st Panzer Division. Vickers machine gun crew there lose several members in the blink of an eye as a rocket just squishes them across the ground. Samson for Lilith to make up for some of those previous lost ones. Now there's a bit of pot cap there open. And looks like Isildur with Orbs and Arm might be launching the assault there in Victory Hill, and we got a Yak Pans on the way there. Machine gun there left behind, but looks like Lilith is ignoring it. Or hasn't seen it. Orbs on fire from the Churchill tanks. Backed of course up by the Firefly. 113 versus 333. We got a bunker up to defend the eastern victory point. Clever move there by Jove. Showing in 18 kills. Folks are moving ahead to this section under fire, being routed. Got the Panther unleashing hell here on the Allied positions. Shattering riflemen and other stuff alike. Panther there with 3 kills, virtually 2, and we got here the Yak Pans out for Isildur. And there you go, Triple Jackson's out at 110. So yeah, Triple Jackson, the Command Panther, getting pummeled there by the Triple or Double Jackson, the third one, they're quickly following up here. Command Panther quickly blazing out to get out of line of fire that. Both there heavily dug in with 2 units on the trenches on Victory Hill. Of course that means there's force elsewhere that can't do much. Or lack support elsewhere. Push for the centre victory point. Eastern one reasonably safe. It's going to acquire a large area there from the Allies to take Pleasant Hill due to that machine gun bunker. Folks coming up here taking fire there from the tanks and infantry. Rocket strikes the landing, clearing up one trench, but the others then, the machine gun survived, so did the section. Panzerfaust plenty in the Churchill tank, armor nearby this one. The Yak Panther that's getting flanked by the Double Jacksons. Isildur's Yak Panther here could go down to the Jacksons, likely will, unless he gets lucky. Oh, he gets lucky. That's impressive. A strange way. Joe's armor standing back here in the center. Sturmpanzer Panther opening up on Allied positions. Trying to clear out the machine gun. There we go. Machine gun crew wiped. And there goes Salt on Pleasant Hill. Encounters obstacles in the form of that machine gun bunker. Lilith and the Guards armor will have no more success there. Academy up on the way there for Isildur. We try and make another attempt on taking Victory Hill. And they go Firefly being flanked there by the Command Panther. Half H 23, Panther bring up support. Storm Panther as well, of course. Half H 23, the Command Panther heavily damaged due to again all of the tank destroyers here. On blown apart ridge. Storm Panther there fall back. More rocket fire there in the Allied positions. Churchill moving ahead here. Plenty of fire. Yak Panther joining in. Churchill tank there. Firefly heavily damaged. Yak Panther taking heavy damage from Trent Veterans 1 there. More hits. Hacks opening up here from Joe's side. Panther bouncing a few shots. Goes 22. Another shot that goes through. 75 versus 333. This artillery meat grinder match continues. So much artillery. Another Calliope barrage here. Tank through Joe's pack crew. And, well, whatever squirrels might be alive in that sector. In fact, I suspect the one suffering the biggest casualties on this map is the squirrels. Thousands gone. It would be known as Black Wednesday in the language of the squirrels. Firefly there exploding. Another church tank on the way there. Basically, Lilith decides, you know what, we're just going to go straight out and soak up all the hits. And there you go, easily getting ready for another assault here on Victory Hill. Just going to have to spread out the force, all this risk getting shot down. Then we've got the Orbison sort of acting as sort of the follow-up there. Might try and flank about here. Not too shabby, though, again. Bit of support there, like a tank or something could have been helpful there for Isildur. Oh, the Orbison strong. All the fire. The Vikings not firing at them. Getting close enough to pop the grades. Oh, the Saxon quickly abandoned the trench. Grenade return here from the troops there. Struggles is firing in. And we might see another clash. There go Jackson getting ready to charge in. The Yak Panther taking almost all of the hits here. Trench secured. Machine gun routed. Orbs on the flank up behind here. And a tank ready as well. They just a heavy fusillade here by the centre. Clearing out the Fulton section here. Around the point here as well. Half moving up there with 12 kill church moving in as well there. And we got another sort of in place now with the section moving up here. But again within range, we're able to call in artillery on the machine gun bunker. 39 versus 333. So much artillery. But in the end, not sufficient to really break the will of Joe Niesel. And there you go, Command Panther explodes. Torn apart. Meanwhile, Joe's force in a relatively good position. In fact, he's loading resources because he can't spend them anything. And he's obviously not feeling like he wants to make any commitments there. Churchill tanks on being taken down. No one charging in. Jackson's nearby as well. Lilith's forces that have been heavily decimated. It's just now largely Churchill tanks with a little infantry and some artillery to back it all up. 10 kills on that one. Churchill tank quick on these in the trench. Air recons up from PFC, and there gone the east side. We finally got something resembling a flank there from PFC, something a bit bigger, but even then it's just one Jackson here. 2-2 taking a few hits. 3 up hunted quarters opening up. 2-2 dodges it all. Churchill tank moving ahead here through the centre under fire from Yak Panzers. Jove, his Panther is, well, finally here taking out some action on the east side. They're trying to take out the Jackson. There go Churchill tank explosive. This down to just one Churchill tank now. And a bit of infantry. The British casualties have suddenly become staggering. Aircraft shot down. Some of the aircraft shot down as well. Probably the second biggest loser in this conflict after the squirrels, the pilots. Well, maybe the infantry obviously, but you know. So far they're running down. Infantry being decimated. Evaporated from the face of this earth. Sturm Panther fire, Yak Panther fire. And we got the Sturm Panther finally exploding under the sheer amount of punishment there the Jacksons mete out to it. Right there being almost annihilated by rocket artillery on the orbital garden. Jacksons can't do anything unless they pop out, and they have no intention of popping out. Down to 1 point. I think that's GG. I think that's GG. Game over. A victory there for the Germans, although hard fought. A bloody defeat there for the Allies in the end. I feel like Lilith relied too much on just static defensive play with a lot of artillery. Again, it could have worked versus perhaps someone not quite as amazing as Jove and Isildur. But again, meanwhile, right side, which much rogue, never really saw any big push. Like, it never tried to really launch in a large-scale assault from an unexpected angle to really hurt the Germans. It just sort of kept back both the time back and forth. In this regard, Lilith then playing more defensively, thus having not quite as many forces to commit to like assaults. I think most of the bigger liabilities was Joe and Isildur was think that way, able to sort of handle things a bit better. Well, but still, it's interesting to see all those changes, but in the end, needed to be a bit more aggressive. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family. And of course, if you like what I do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. And links in the description. Of course, a big thanks to all those who have pledged on Patreon throughout this month. Big thanks to you all, part of my company here. You're all wonderful people. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thanks for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice episode.